Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all. Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being, and Sustainable Development 2026, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047. As part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations and celebrations. Today, this week is commemorated as Children's Week in Philippines from January 25th to 31st. Each year, the Philippines celebrates Children's Week in the fourth week of January. It's a week-long celebration of Filipino culture and values to instill these qualities in youngsters. It's a chance for Filipino cultural arts to shine as traditional folk tales and classic Filipino literature are transformed and presented in new ways. Storytelling, live performance, movies, and other culturally intensive activities are provided for the children. Any nation's main worry is usually its children because their future dreams are dependent on them. As a result, Diosdado Macapagal, the president of the Philippines at the time, established the last week of January as Children's Week to promote children's welfare and citizenship. There can be no keener revelation of the society's soul than how it treats its children, as quoted by Nelson Mandela. We assume that the late Filipinos president, Macpagal, was inspired by the Mandela sentiments when he established Children's Week in 1964, and this was accomplished by the President's Proclamation number 190, which established the fourth week of January as the Children's Week in Philippines to recognize the children's rights and responsibilities as future citizens of the country. This week is also commemorated as Kiss a Shark Week from January 25th to 31st in US. The fourth full week of January is a 7-day affair that showcases the shark for all the right reasons. The day aims to educate people about sea creatures and promotes efforts to save them. The week-long holiday is supported by various influential organizations and people and is often paired with various shark-themed celebrations. We might not have much to share with you about history, of this week, but we sure have lots of information to share and say about fish. Sharks seem to have been around for a couple of million centuries, around 400 plus million to be precise. Fossils found in the oceans in the US and Australia seem to verify their theory. Sharks are essentially older than dinosaurs since those guys came into the world only 200 million years ago. The reconstructed shark doesn't look like much like any shark we know, but many historians believe they are ancestors of the modern shark species. Shark fossils from 380 million years ago show that sharks back then are identical to some existing shark species. These massive predators have always been at the top of food chain except for dinosaur age when the shark took a back seat. Although the shark made it through 5 mass extinction events, they are still near extinction today. This is primarily because we have been exploiting the seas, depleting a natural resource, and this is one of the reasons why this day was created to educate, protect, and conserve sharks. Sharks don't have bones, instead, they have cartilaginous tissues. That is, the clear, gristly things your ears and tips of the nose are made of. The lack of bones makes them lighter and helps them to be more buoyant. A shark's skin feels like sandpaper because it is made up of small teeth like structures, dermal denticles, that point in one direction. Blue on top and snowy white at the bottom. No other shark has a brilliant blue hue. Sharks can go into trays, flip them over, and they enter a trance like state called tonic immobility. Scientists use this flipping over technique while working on live sharks. Sharks reproduce in different ways. They could be oviparous, egg laying, or viviparous, live bearing, or depending on the species of the shark. Dangerous, maybe, they might be, but we know new levels of respect and adoration for creatures who have survived 5 extinction level events. Sharks seem friendlier unless they are messed up, and every bit of information is very welcome. We never know so much about sharks, especially if it helps us to save these fish. Sharks are a crucial part of biodiversity. They predate us and should be treated as a necessity, not as a predator. Spreading awareness can expand our understanding of these creatures and accelerating shark conservation efforts. This week is also commemorated as National Financial Preparation Week in US. But today is also commemorated as a room of one's own day in US, which is a momentous occasion that falls on January 25th each year, and we are going to help you celebrate. As the inspiration behind this day is Virginia Woolf, who has written a book which is more than 93 years old. A room of one's own day celebrates the privacy of having one's own room and is also symbolic of independence. It also reminds us that it is privileged to have their own rooms and we can appreciate and look after what we have. It also reminds us of the ongoing struggle for females to receive an education. Today is also commemorated as Fluoride Day in US on January 25th. It has been 120 years since waterborne fluoride was first discovered, and Fluoride Day is dedicated to this chemical compound that has an immense effect on our lives. In 1901, Frederick Mackay, a young dental student, went to Colorado Springs, Colorado to set up his dental practice. When he reached there, he was astonished to find that most of the locals there had distorted brown teeth. Mackay did not understand this. He went through all of his dental literature and books, but was unable to find the cause of this abnormality. Many locals believed that the brownness of the teeth, known as Colorado brown stain, was caused because of high meat consumption and substandard milk. But Mackay knew the reason was something else. Mackay was determined to find the root cause of this problem, and thus he began to conduct his research. Dr. G.V. Black accompanied Mackay to Colorado to find out the case and cause of Colorado brown stain. Ian Mackay made several discoveries. One of the two main discoveries was that locals who had calcified teeth did not risk browning of teeth, and young children who had not yet developed permanent teeth had a higher risk. So the second discovery was the teeth of the people affected by Colorado brown stain were resistant to decay. So it would take them a few more years to discover the causes of this phenomenon. Chemist H.V. Churchill and his assistant from the Aluminum Company of America, in short known as ALCOA, sent reports to Mackay suggesting that the water contained high levels of fluoride in it, and thus Mackay had found his answer. So it was later shown in studies that fluoride in water at cosmetically safe levels can fight tooth decay. Though the exact origins are not known, Fluoride Day has been celebrated annually on January 25th to raise awareness on how to use fluoride effectively without having any detrimental effects on health. Today is also commemorated as National Florida Day and also National Irish Coffee Day in US on January 25th. So we think it's a perfect occasion to warm yourself up with tasty boozy treat. Although there are certainly a few different variations out there, Irish coffee traditionally consists of black coffee, sugar, and whipped cream. Today is also commemorated as National Ivy Nurse Day in US, which is observed every year on January 25th to celebrate infusion nurses and other healthcare workers whose roles are so vital to our society. Though this day has been in existence for more than 40 years, its importance only becomes more and more evident as the years go by. Brave nurses stand at the forefront of the battle against diseases, and IV nurses have a crucial role to play. There are many nursing opportunities available for those interested in pursuing this career. Today is also commemorated as Observe the Weather Day in US on January 25th every year. Science has progressed to the point where various equipment can now be used to study and forecast the weather. Weather observation began with the birth of astrology in Babylonia in the West and in India. It has been part of ancient knowledge system since the time of Vedas and earlier. Observe the Weather Day is a day set aside to challenge our minds by analyzing minutes of minute changes in the weather, making predictions, and enjoying nature's tremendous gift overall. Today is also commemorated as Opposite Day on January 25th US. Most experts agree the opposite day is observed on January 25th, but other experts claim it is celebrated on January 7th. Still others believe that it is to be celebrated every month of the year on the 25th day. Either way, children across the country rejoice in this day as they declare the meaning of the opposite of whatever they say. I will love to do the dishes. Broccoli is my favorite food. I didn't push my brother in the mud. Here is a serious question. What is opposite of opposite day? So the strange and wacky opposite day is celebrated on January 25th. For those who are into the concept of different timelines, opposite day is the closest we can get, giving us a tiny glimpse of what the world would be like if the opposite of everything happened. It is also commemorated as World Leprosy Day, observed on the last Sunday in January. Annual aims to create awareness about a disease that many people believe to be extinct, especially in developed countries. Leprosy, also called Hansen's disease, is an infectious disease caused by a specific type of bacteria that targets the human body's nervous system. It generally affects the hands, feet, and face. It is believed to spread through extensive exposure to the bacteria causing it, and the day aims to not only educate people about the disease but also to draw attention to those affected by it. So, leprosy is a long term bacterial infection that can lead to permanent and irreparable damage to the nerves, respiratory tract, skin, and eyes. The condition causes loss of sensation in the affected areas. Often, the afflicted person cannot sense pain in the afflicted area, leading to neglect towards injuries or unnoticed wounds and resulting in the loss of limbs. An infected person may experience other indications such as muscle weakness and poor eyesight. The disease is also called Hansen's disease, named of the Norwegian doctor Gerard Henry Armour Hansen, who is known for identifying the bacteria that causes leprosy. So, to create awareness about the disease, especially its socio-economic ramifications, French philanthropist Raoul Follereau established World Leprosy Day in 1954. In India, the day is observed on January 30, the death anniversary of the Apostle of World Peace, Mahatma Gandhi, to respect his unflinching compassion for people afflicted with this disease. Although easily curable today and rare in developed countries such as the US, the disease is surrounded by stigma. This is true especially in India, Brazil, Indonesia, where the maximum of cases are found. Infected people are often discriminated against and ostracized, leading to lack of access to appropriate medical care, treatment, and even denial of basic human rights. Since leprosy massively affects the underprivileged sections of the world's population, the world is beginning to conveniently forget about the disease. World Leprosy Day aims to increase public awareness of leprosy to enable people to seek treatment and live a life of dignity. Today is also commemorated as National Voters' Day in India, which is observed on January 25th across India every year to honor voters, encourage youth participation, and strengthen democratic values and promote universal adult suffrage. The theme for the National Voters Day 2026 is My India, My Vote, with a tagline of citizen as the heart at the heart of Indian democracy. The Election Commission of India, in short known as ECI, has introduced multiple reforms to strengthen India's electoral integrity. SWEEP has boosted voter education and ECI Net has supported global technology sharing. CVigil has enabled quick reporting of violations. 100% webcasting at polling stations has enhanced transparency. EPIC delivery has been fast tracked into 15 days. So, India observes National Voters' Day on January 25th each year. It celebrates democracy and empowers every citizen to take part in the electoral process. The day marks the foundation of the Election Commission of India, which was established on January 20, 1950. under the Article 324 of Indian Constitution. So let's take the voters' pledge in 2026. We, the citizens of India, having abiding faith in democracy, hereby pledge to uphold the democratic traditions of our country and the dignity of the free, fair, and peaceful elections, and to vote in every election fearlessly and without being influenced by considerations of religion, race, caste, community, language, or any inducement. So the ECI is a pivotal constitutional authority responsible for the control, supervision, and conduct of elections in the world's largest democracy. It has conducted 18 general elections and over 400 state legislative assembly elections. Till date, the Commission also observes elections to the Rajya Sabha, state legislative councils where they exist, the union territories of Puducherry and the National Capital Territory of Delhi, as well as esteemed offices of the President and Vice President of India. It is a multi-member body comprising of the Chief Elections Officer and the two other commissioners. The theme for National Voters Day 2026 is My India and My Vote. It symbolizes the efforts of ECI to design citizen-centric electoral process. The Commission keeps the convenience of citizens in mind. It encourages the participation in the electoral process. Voters' participation in the democratic and electoral processes is integral to the successful running of any democracy. It is the very basis of wholesome democratic elections. In India, ECI ensures that every eligible Indian is on the electoral roll. It must also work on to get everyone on the roll to voluntarily vote. NVD helps fulfill this constitutional responsibility. It creates awareness about voter registration and participation. The day encourages eligible citizens to enroll themselves and exercise their democratic right to vote. The day is dedicated to all voters of nation. Enrollment of new voters is a key focus of this celebration. Across India, new voters are honored on this day. NVD is being celebrated across the country at around 11 lakh polling booths, at district level by District Election Officer DEO and the state level by Chief Electoral Officer CEO. The booth level officers BLOs organize event at each polling station, area and fill state newly registered voters. In order to reach out to the masses, the Election Commission of India initiated the practice of celebrating National Voters' Day on its foundation day, that is 25th January. It is celebrated with great enthusiasm across the country. The campaign by a series of outreach measures such as symposia, cycle rallies, human chains, go-kart programs, mini marathon competitions, and awareness seminars. Most of these activities target youth people to build awareness about voting and democracy. Today is also commemorated as Radha Saptami, which is a sacred festival dedicated in the worship of Lord Surya or Lord Surya Narayana, celebrated across the states of India with deep devotion, faith, and rich cultural traditions, and also diaspora, Indian diaspora across the world. Each state added its own local flavor to the celebration of this ancient festival. Radha Saptami falls on Maghamasa Shukla Paksha Saptami Tithi, also known as Surya Saptami. It is considered the birthday of Surya Deva, that is Jayanti, Surya Jayanti, who is the son of Rishi Kashyap and Aditi. On this day, the sun turns its Radha direction, the chariot towards the northern hemisphere in the northeast direction. So Surya Deva rides on his golden chariot with 7 horses with Aruna as his charioteer. The sun is a vital source of energy, nourishing every living being on earth. Therefore, worshipping Surya Deva deity on this auspicious day bestows good health, prosperity, and success, and removes all doshas caused by the negative effects of Surya Graha. Across different states in South India, all major temples, a small Radhotsava is celebrated. Even in Tirumala, the grand Radha Saptami celebrations in sacred Sheshadri hills in Tirumala, it is celebrated with great fervor, pomp, and glory, and it is also known as Ardha Brahmotsav, one day Brahmotsav or mini Brahmotsav. On this auspicious day, Lord Malayappa rides on Vahanams in the 4 Mada streets. It is a day of grand celebration, filled with devotion. The rituals to the Malayappa Swami begin early in the morning, and the Utsav of Lord Sri Venkateshwara Swami is Malayappa, along with its consort Sri Devi Bhudevi. Swami is taken out in procession on 7 different vahanams, that is vehicles from dawn to dusk, starting from 5 in the morning. So these 7 vahanas include Surya Prabha Vahanam, Chinnashesha Vahanam, Garuda Vahanam, Hanumanta Vahanam, Kalpavruksha Vahanam, Sarvabhupala Vahanam, and Chandraprabha Vahanam. It is one of the rare and significant events where the Lord is taken into position on 7 different vehicles or vahanas on the same day. At the time of sunshine, the whole atmosphere is filled with chants of Aditya Hrudayam Stotram and Suryashtakam in the praise of Surya Deva. The Vedic chants and drum beats create an atmosphere of intense emotions of bhakti and positivity. Witnessing Lord Malayappa riding on the golden chariot, that is Surya Prabhavahana, is considered a highly meritorious sight. This Vahana, led by 7 horses, arrives before sunrise. Lord Malayappa is crowned with a diamond and adorned with his powerful armor. Panchayudas, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Sword, and bow. He emerges from the temple and with amid grand celebrations, accompanied by the chanting of sacred Vedic hymns, bhajans, kirtans, followed by elephants, horses, oxes, and devotees singing, and dancing in his glory. When the sun rises, the rays of the sun touch the feet of the head of Lord Malayappa, expressing his gratitude and seeking his blessings. Millions of devotees of Lord Venkateshwara eagerly wait for the darshan. Chinnashesha Vahanam, the Utsava Murti of Lord Sri Venkateshwara Swami, majestically rides on his second Vahana, Chinnashesha Vahanam. The Lord gracefully rides on the 5-hooded snake, Adishesha, symbolizing divine protection, strength, and removal of obstacles. Garuda Vahanam, usually this seva is carried out in the late morning hours or afternoon as the Lord Malayappa gives darshan to his devotees in Garuda Vahanam. The Garuda Bhagavan represents the divine powerful vehicle of the Lord, symbolizing intense bhakti, speed, strength, and selfless service. Hanumanta Vahanam, in the afternoon, the Lord Malayappa rides on Hanumanta Vahana. The Vahana signifies the deep bond that exists between Lord Rama and Hanuma. In Ramayana, Lord Hanuman carries Lord Rama on his shoulder, expressing his pure bhakti and selfless service to his master. Chakrasnanam. This is most significant event where the Sudarshana Chakra of Lord Sri Venkateshwara is given a sacred bath in the sacred waters of Pushkarini Lake. Following this, devotees also take a holy dip in the sacred lake or the sacred pond to wash away their sins and cleanse their souls. The atmosphere is positively charged with the vibrant chant of Vedic mantras and Govindanam. Kalpavruksha Vahanam, the Lord Malayappa riding on the Kalpavruksha Vahanam is a significant and magnificent event. In the Tirumala, this Vahana represents the heavenly wish-fulfilling Kalpavruksha tree, and where one's boon is fulfilled by the mere darshan of the Vahana and the Malayappa Swami, along with the Gomata, Sarvabhupala Vahana, carrying Lord Sri Malayappa Swami in the evening symbolizes the Lord as a king of universe. It marks the final grand festival of Mini Brahmotsav. The Lord is worshipped as a king of all kings and one who protects Dharma. The last Vahanam is Chandraprabha Vahanam. Lord Malayappa Swami rides on the splendid Chandraprabha Vahanam in the night. It is carried only at night as the moon represents coolness. Like Surya Prabha Vahana, which is performed in the morning when the sun rises, Chandraprabha Vahana is performed at night in the presence of moon. Both the sun and moon represent the two cosmic energies of the universe. So we wish you all a happy and auspicious Radha Saptami. May this day bring you all glory and spiritual enlightenment by the grace of Lord Sri Venkateshwara and Lord Sri Surya Narayan. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us in today's commemorations and celebrations. See you all tomorrow with the same time, with the same joining link. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form that has been shared in the form of polls. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.